Hello everybody, this is the first initial projection of what I think is going to happen for the snowstorm. It's going to affect the lower mid-Atlantic states Wednesday into Thursday. And it's a very interesting situation here, and especially because given the fact it's March now, you have a very strong sun. So whenever you have these March snowstorms that want to materialize, it's always a fine line between who's going to get snow and who's going to get snow that doesn't stick. And when you have the big cities like Baltimore and Washington in mind, in the crosshairs like this storm does, it becomes very tricky. So what I'm going to do in this video is take you through what the models are showing and then give you what my take is on and what I think will happen. This is going to be an initial projection, so I'll probably finalize this later tomorrow night or by the very latest Tuesday morning. But right now I'm feeling kind of confident what I think is going to unfold for my friends down here in Delaware, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, because this is going to be your storm. I'm not saying I do not think that you guys will see over a foot of snow just because the surface temperature is going to be too warm. But definitely the mountains in Virginia and also in West Virginia, I think we'll see some very decent accumulating snow. So let's start off and take a look real quick at how the storm's going to come across the country. You can see right here, this is tomorrow. Here's one part of the storm right here. It's going to be diving down the jet stream. It's then going to reform along the coast right here. So this is now Wednesday, 7 a.m. It starts picking up. Wednesday 1 p.m., Wednesday 7 p.m., and then it's out by early Thursday morning. And you can really see it on the upper charts here. Here's the first disturbance, and here's the second disturbance. And you can see they're going to combine. So here's a northern jet stream right here, and this is a southern jet stream. So if you see, they come together right here, they start to merge, and then here's our upper level low now, which will create a surface low right over about the Virginia Capes, which I think this bowling ball that you see here will be somewhere between here, probably somewhere between here and here when it's all said and done. So that's going to bring this northern fringe either higher or lower with the snowfall amounts. Right now I'm favoring the Canadian model, but let me show you the GFS first. Here it comes in at a closer view. So you have Wednesday 1 a.m., Wednesday 7 a.m., moderate snow starts to break out. Could start as rain actually, but moderate snow definitely in the mountains back here. By 7 p.m., I would say 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. is when the storm really cranks up. And you can see that here where it really starts to throw around the back end snow. And everybody at this point would turn to snow. And in the big cities it would start to definitely accumulate. Here's the Canadians' take on what's going to happen. So you can see a Canadian. Here's the GFS. Here's a Canadian. The Canadian's a little further to the south. But it just unleashes a very, very intense storm by 7 o'clock Wednesday night right along Washington, D.C., all the way back into the mountains here. And then along the coast this will not be sticking. But the problem with this storm is, like I just said, is going to be the surface temperatures. So you can see at the height of the storm, which is right here, up in the atmosphere it's cold enough to snow, so snow will be falling. But at the surface, at 7 o'clock at night, you can see temperatures are still going to be anywhere from 30 to 35 degrees. And Baltimore, Washington's right on that line. So when we talk about snowfall accumulations, I mean literally it could be 2 miles or 2 inches, and then 10 miles to the west be 15 inches with a storm like this. And let me show you what the models are showing for accumulations. We'll start off. This is what the Canadian model is showing. Light pink is 8 to 10 inches. This in the middle in the mountains here, that's actually 24 inches of snow. So very progressive. You can see Washington and Baltimore right on the fringe here. And again, that has to do with the surface temperatures being a little too high. So they're in about a 3-inch band. We go over to the GFS, which is a little more generous to Washington and Baltimore. This has you guys in a foot plus, so it has probably 12 to 18 inches for Washington and Baltimore. I think that's overdone, but you can see the weather outlooks are going to start getting excited over this model because they, for some reason, favor the GFS, even though there's models that are far superior to it. And then finally, another American model, North American model, is similar to Canadian, takes heavy snows in the mountains of Virginia and West Virginia, and leaves Baltimore, Washington literally right on the border between 3 inches and 8 inches. So again, this is going to be a very close call, and I actually created my own map here of what I think is going to happen, and that's right here. And here's what my initial snowfall projection is. This X is Baltimore, this X is Washington. I think down in South Delaware will be rain, some wet snow, but no accumulations. I think Washington and Baltimore are going to be right on the borderline between 2 to 3 inches and 8 inches. So literally, somebody who lives right here could see 2 inches, somebody who lives over here could see 8 inches. So it's really going to be important to zone in on this next few days and really see what's going to happen. But in any regard, I'm pretty confident that the mountains out here are going to get 12 to 16 inches. This is going to be their storm. I know there's some ski resorts out here too, so people who live in Baltimore, Washington, wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe do some skiing next weekend. Would probably be really nice conditions. But don't get too caught up with all the media hype right now, because you're right on the edge. And if I think when it's all said and done, I think you end up seeing 4 to 6 inches in Baltimore, Washington, or 6 inches in Washington, a little less in Baltimore. So we'll keep an eye on it. Right now, you can see the storm system is very disorganized out here. This will come together. But check in tomorrow. I'll have an additional update, probably in the afternoon. But we have a lot to watch, and it would be nice to see a little late-season snowstorm for people who haven't seen anything down in the southern part of the Mid-Atlantic. That's all for now.